tax rate and vote on proposed tax rate and record the vote. Dan, you want to share with us what we've got to work with?
Got your tax rate calculations completed and emailed over to Karen. You have a no new revenue tax rate for 2026 of 0.301625, and your voter approval tax rate is 0.336066.
066.
066.
What page are you on, Dan? In here,
The last one, page 11.
page 11?
If y'all have that complete
Yeah, we got it.
calculations. And as y'all know, by state law, you can adopt a rate up to the voter approval tax rate without the voters having to approve it. That's your discretion. Anything over that rate would have to go to the November election to be ratified. I would ask that you not do that. Creates a lot of problems for our office. But it is your legal right to do so.
Based off those numbers, what I had figured, if the tax rate were to stay the same, the additional amount collected would be $1,796,087.
Yeah, that was my question.
That's, we left it just like it is. You would receive an additional $1,796,000.
Need money? Close.
$1,796,087.
6,000.
Zero eight.
That's it.
We leave it at 3335.
3335.
And if we did want to, so each thousandth of a cent is worth $4,367.
17? Did you say 17?
$1,796,000.
$1,796,000.
Okay. 1 cent, how much for it?
1 cent has a value of $436,733. Look at those additional funds and you look at where we were short from budget last year, capital litigation, inmate housing, particularly out of county inmate housing, and then the fact that there were no cost of living increases last year. Take those three areas of the budget, it would cover what's needed for that.
Leave it the same.
And if you, I mean, when Dan and I talked yesterday morning, he was explaining something to me as far as look at the decision we make this year, how it affects us next year. We'll have to help them understand, but basically, when you don't make a change, next year you have a higher percentage of basically being able for that voter approval rate to be higher. Is that right?
Yes, the voter approval rate, as I calculated, there's a lot of law built into, well, it's all law built into how that rate's derived. And that rate, outside of a lot of minor adjustments that I make, is considered very conservative by the state legislature. Its biggest component of it is a 3.5% increase year over year. Used to, it was 7 or 8%.
8.5?
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
So several years ago, they really cut your ability to generate additional revenue year over year. So the voter approval rate that has been given to you is considered inherently conservative. So anything below that would be very conservative, in my opinion. By not adopting the voter approval rate, you do leave money on the table, but you're helping your citizens. So there's
Sure.
a balance there. But the more you leave on the table gives me a lower starting point next year. So what you don't spend, you don't get credit for next year when we start, and then add 3.5% to that. So it kind of slows the ability to generate revenue going forward. But
Well, there's some talk of them going into 1% legislation.
I don't know what
Yeah,
I don't,
instead of 3.5,
Mhm.
go 1.
I can believe that. And
I can't do it.
so just kind of understand that, I know it's a delicate balance. I don't envy y'all's position. There is a component in there to recapture some of that in the next year, but they've changed the way that's done too, so that's very conservative. You're not going to get all of what you let out. So, and I'm not advocating to adopt voter approval rate by any means, but I just want you to be aware how that works and how that builds year over year. Some people always want to adopt the no new revenue rates, and that really can hurt you down the line if you're wanting to fully fund your entity. In my opinion, it's just my opinion.
One of the other things that it kind of makes you feel like you're putting the cart before the horse on this when we talk about the efforts that we've made to get a bond on the ballot for November, and all those steps that we've taken. It'd be nice to know today what that not to exceed amount, which is looking like it's going to be $49,980,000. I spoke with Ben Rosenberg yesterday afternoon, and he's running those numbers for us to see what that additional amount would be to the rate. So could be anywhere between 6 and 10 cents. And he's going to factor it on a 20-year, 25-year, and a 30-year. He thought yesterday, looking at 20, that was at 8 cents, but he wanted to double check his math and run the other numbers for us. I felt that it would be, if we could get it in that 6-cent range, added to 33 cents that we're at right now, when I come into office in 2021, our tax rate was 3.9375. If we stay under that or at that amount and could get this new facility built, which is going to turn around and save us a couple $1 million a year, so the offset from what we're spending right now on just keeping the jail open and transportation of inmates and out-of-county housing is going to be within 70% of the payment that we're going to have to make toward the bond each year. So I mean, it makes sense, and it's not going to get any cheaper if we wait another year or wait another year. cost of the building. I think it'd be nice to lower the T. Just, I mean, to lower it a little bit,
3334,
3333.
3333, pretty easy.
So that, is that what's in the 436,000?
No, that's on a penny.
That's on, okay.
Yeah, that's on a penny.
Can I throw my 2 cents in?
Sure.
Obviously, I'm with him. Y'all are in a tough spot being commissioners and having to figure out the tax rates and all that. Citizens are watching and paying attention and are gonna get mad. But I don't want to relive history here either. And if you think about it, at times when money was coming in, what did we do? We went and lowered our taxes, so then we didn't have, basically what I'm saying is we didn't have the money coming in to stay updated, to keep up with the times, to pay our people what they were supposed to get paid. Like, we've been behind until recently in a lot of spots. And it was because we did not have the money coming in. We didn't have it. So when you're sitting there thinking, well, let's go down because we got something else coming in, we're essentially doing the same thing we did in history, which is
And
got
right
us
now,
where
we
we're
really
at.
don't, you can't say that that's something else coming in. I mean, our tax base grew by 538 million. That's our blessing this year. That's what got us, because this last year's budget has been so tight, it was uncomfortable just to pass the budget last year, you know? And there was a lot learned from that. And, you know, kind of, we've maintained a pretty tight ship this year and we've done good. The only time that we've touched our special contingency was for the inmate housing. So, I mean, we know, we see the bills, and I mean, we know there's no doubt that there's got to be more money collected to cover those costs. And then on capital litigation, we have 120,000 budgeted last year, and we've spent 90-something% of that up to this point. So if we get some more bills before the end of the year on that murder case, then, you know, we will not. And talking with Judge DeFriend and, you know, looking at other counties, looking at our county in the past with these other murder cases, what didn't really help us none is the state decided to go for the death penalty, which means it's going to get drug out longer and it's going to cost us more money. So the recommendation on what to budget this year versus last year for capital litigation was, it was $1 million. We put 120 in there last year, that's an additional 880,000. So what I'm looking at on this 1.796 million, 880,000 of it needs to go to capital litigation, and a minimum of 500,000 needs to go to inmate housing.
Yeah, that don't leave a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what you can still go to 3333, and it's going to change that number by $8,735. To me, it's the best of both worlds. You're doing what you can, but you're not abusing.
Yeah,
You're not abusing what's in front of you by no means.
right. I agree with that.
And again, today, I mean, just so we don't lose track, this is a proposed tax rate.
We gotta have something to crunch numbers. We gotta
Have
crunch numbers.
a number to work with.
We can go down, but we can't go up, is that right?
No, we could actually go up. You could change.
No,
you
I'm
could
talking
raise it.
about, once we make the proposed tax rate, once we set what we're gonna do, we can go down, we can't go up.
That's the way I understand it.
That's what we did, I think, last year or year before last, when we did that, you know, we was in a bind pretty tight.
Oh, it was real tight. It was year before last when we went way down. And last year, we went up, not all we could, because we could have been
Yeah.
at 3336
Yeah.
legally. I don't remember why we went 3,335. But we were 3,219 now.
That being the case, why don't we go with leave it alone and see where we sit? And then we can always bump it, you know, I don't know, I don't, you're not talking about much.
I mean, you're talking about 8,730.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, we can do that. We'll just leave it
I'm just
at that.
thinking, I mean, you know, that's a big hickey, that capital litigation right off the top.
Yeah. But, you know,
We had some things last year, we had some
we've done
rough.
4 roofs, we've done 5 new AC units.
That should free up something.
A new
It's got
freezer
to. I
unit.
mean,
Yeah, no, it's gonna, there's some things that were budgeted last year, and it was spent on what it was budgeted
Yeah.
for, and it's things that we shouldn't have to conquer this year,
Right.
you know? And as we get into it, we're gonna see a lot changing on softwares,
Yeah, we still gotta have that contingency built in on top of what we know now on the out of county, you get, you know, that,
you gotta have,
then you gotta have that with, you know, we covered it out of contingency, but we gotta turn around and have that contingency so we don't get in a storm.
you know. Yeah, as of right now, that's the only thing we've touched, is special contingency, and then our other contingency account, we have not completed.
The insurance is going up. And we just. How much, without being, I know it's in here, but how much was new
And
valuation?
the difference between this new certified was.
Or what page is it on?
Let's see. 3B, 538.
It's line 24.
Certified last year, certified this year.
Page 24?
Line 24, it's on page 3 at the bottom. That's pulled off the certification from the chief appraiser.
That's.
Is there-
So it's, in other words, the taxpayer's not gonna see any increase at all, it's just we've got more people paying taxes.
Is that including, oil and gas, mineral, or is that just, that's not mineral?
It's anything, it's not any existing value that increased, it's just new. So if there was a new well drilled and new mineral interests created, it would be in that new value.
Okay. So is it, I'm trying to simplify, so basically right at half of that increase from last year to this year was increased in, values went up in some areas if we went up
On the
500,
overall
yeah, if we
taxable
went up
value
500
increase?
million, yeah, so, yeah.
Yes, that would be fair.
The Calpine plant, that new addition.
Yeah.
Hanover,
Yeah.
they call it, that was over 300 million of the 500 million addition.
That's not in this figure. It's so Calpine's not in this 232 million.
It depends on how the CAD would have handled it.
Yeah.
Because the large, talking with Don, and I've got that list in there, but it was the Calpine addition and the lot sales at the lake were the two big contributors.
For the new value. You can make a existing structure more valuable without it being new value.
Okay.
In a house sense, you could go to a house and completely remodel it, and that's not new value.
Right.
You add on to it, that portion would be new value, and you could have an increase of an existing value. So with Calpine, I don't know the particulars of that. They could have revamped a lot of what they had and increased the value, but it wouldn't necessarily be the new value.
See, early on, we were hoping that that would be 600 million
Yeah, I remember us talking
added to
about
the tax base, but it didn't hit that. It was closer to 300, and we're supposed to get the remainder of it because they have not
They're not
fully
complete.
made functional the combined cycle or whatever.
so
So
that'd be next year.
next
Before we
year,
get the
we're
full
supposed
bunch.
to get the rest of it next year.
So we can't look out the future.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Well, it's still good to think about next year because there's 50-something houses being built on the lots, which were, again, a big portion of the
Yeah, we
change
just
in
buried the
value.
dirt out there now.
And, yeah, so those are 12,000 square foot homes that should be on the tax roll next year, so the base should grow.
Yeah. Well, they don't go on until they're move-in ready.
They can go on partially complete.
They can.
But
I'm just trying to get educated.
sure, by state law, it's a January 1 snapshot. Whatever
Gotcha.
was there January 1, if you had a slab there January 1, you could tax the slab.
It's like this solar farm in Teague's supposed to be completed January 27, but they're gonna get another year out of it, aren't they? I mean, for that, if they don't fire up till after the first. And in that time, how does that work?
That's gonna be on the pile, so that.
Right, but, no, I know, but I'm just talking about, yeah, so their pilot won't start until this work follows year, maybe.
Absolutely.
I think they were gonna sweep by before it kicks off, I think. I don't know.
It's gonna be 28.
I'm scared that's what it is.
That'd be 29. We're looking at 27 now.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe how I remember that.
I think to be safe today, nobody wants to raise the tax rate from 3,335 to 3,36066, do they?
No,
No.
no.
Can we leave it the same for now, and then if we see we can, drop a little bit at the end, then we can do so. But for today's vote, for what we have to do today, to get recorded, we'll have until August the 19th.
Yeah, we gotta do it, crunch this out.
28, 25.
With the capital litigation plus, out of knowing what the budget for out of county housing, I mean, we better
We fell way short last year. Yeah, but that's what we fell short.
and
on.
still have contingency, you know.
Is there a vote to leave it at 3335?
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
Motion second, any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Motion carried. We will set the proposed tax rate will be at 333. On number 19, vote to set proposed salaries, expenses, or allowances for the 2026-2027 year. On number 19, we can do the same thing. We will be on August the 19th, which is the day that we will have a public hearing on the budget, and to adopt the budget. That same day, we will vote to set salaries, expenses, or allowances.
So we don't know what we can do right now. Till we get that number plugged in.
And today, we could vote no change, and then, again, on the 19th, will be our drop dead date to
Just,
have any changes made to the budget.
because we got, by the time we cipher through all the additions to everything.
So we on that day, good?
We're on 19.
Well,
I'd say
What do you
because
need?
we
Got
got
a
the
motion?
information from Dan today, we're going to work with.
How do they work with it?
what kind of motion you need?
I don't know.
Do we need a motion to set the proposed salaries if we're already thinking the same right
We're
now?
supposed to do that today, just like the proposed rate. And then again, we'll be back on the 19th to vote to set the salaries.
The main reason why we're needing a vote today because for the elected officials, our office has to send out a notice on your proposed salaries, and if you get longevity for you to, if you don't agree with it, to file to where we can meet with the salary agreements committee, is all this is for.
So we could vote to leave it the same as right now.
Correct.
And then adjust it on the 19th.
Yeah, that's we crunch it out.
Yeah. Now we got the top number to come from.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to vote to set proposed salaries, expenses, and allowances the same as the fiscal year 2025, 2026?
We are going to be able to change it.
Correct. Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I'll make it motion.
I said.
A motion and second, all in favor, aye. Motion carries. We'll go to number 20 to announce the date for a meeting to vote on the tax rate. That date will be, needs to be August 19th, 2026, 9 a.m. There a motion?
Make it.
I second.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye. I want to add to that, you don't want to forget that we will have a special report on August the 12th. That is on your budget calendar. So we'll have a budget review that day. We will announce that day again, that we'll vote on the tax rate for August 19th. And on that day will also be the vote for the bond.
Okay, so we have 4, okay. And then there's the next week, 5th, that one also, right?
Fifth is a regular court, right?
12th is a special meeting?
12th is special, and the 19th is regular court, but that is the day that we adopt the budget and adopt the rate.
We got a lot of sitting.
Yeah.
But we'll have a workshop at the 5th, so we can crunch it out. We'll be crunch it out at the 5th and the 12th.
Right.
Yeah, that's far as
We'll go back to item number 10 now. For insurance.
We have a regular meeting on the fifth. We have some
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you, man.
This page two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just pitched that on. Well, it's not.
Why don't we get this worksheet started? He's trying to confuse me.
Yes.
Of course, it's software. It's not recognized. It's an old software.
So you take an old computer, let's just have to get, suppose they had an old computer and it's hooked up to it, and it shows us up on the map. It's an old computer, because it's an old software, it shows it, but it's a new computer with the old software, the new computer won't recognize it. All before you go. So we have a talk. I was a good cop back then. I was a good cop back then.
You want to know what hospital, put it in,
Didn't know that till today.
Well, I heard he died.
Isn't that right, Glenn? That's a trick question you gave me, what hospital in Freestone County takes this issue?
Yeah, it's.
There's not one, because there ain't a hospital in this county.
Come on, it don't matter.
So they're gonna have to go out of county.
How are you, ma'am?
Good, I need to speak with you as well. On the property,
Mhm.
Pikes Peak about it.
Yeah, I heard through the grapevine.
And, there's another one with the rice. There's, that one is very different. But, we're just gonna offer it for resale at the next tax sale. And the seller-
It was their business, I couldn't, he
Right.
called me and, I mean, it's y'all's business, what y'all want to do, so.
I just wanted to
Okay.
give you that update.
I felt like that was coming, because I talked to superintendent, and I thought, anyway, okay.
I have some answers for you, not great answers, but, we can do projections, because, with the, tax rate calculations, there's like 13 things you can predict with reasonable certainty, and 40 something that you can't. So it's very difficult to do actual projections, but, I do have some pointers and things to consider with the programs. So it's kind of a brief synopsis. If you want me to put it in an email, I can do it that way, or I can call you. I have to get to another part, so I've got like 15 minutes, but I can call you this afternoon, or probably for that minute.
That'd be good. We'll just schedule the, you email it to me and I'll look at it. I'll on the phone and we'll go.
Okay, sounds good. Keith Trevor is out on the other. We just did a presentation also in front of Leon's Commissioner's Court, and it lasted like all day, and the public was more the same issue, the vacant versus not a vacant. And he gathered a lot of additional insight based on pushback. So he has a lot more information. So I guess I kind of want to give you the summary, and then I'd like to pull him in on a meeting.
Sure.
So because he has a lot more knowledge based on that
Sure.
meeting that would be very, very helpful.
And who is he then?
Keith Treadway, he is one of my partners, he's also a shareholder, but he handles it. And so prior to this, he did the same thing for SpaceX, when SpaceX was going in. So he has some, experience, added experience with that. So I'd like to pull him in, just because there's additional considerations. And it's kind of broadening,
That's what it is. We just get a little bit more education as we go. It helps us to answer a lot of the questions we get or
Right.
explain it better. So
And
I look forward to it.
yes, he went through that for hours,
Yeah.
Monday, over there in Leon, and he told me there were so many great questions and insight and things that he hadn't considered, or none of us really had considered prior, that would be beneficial to all of that.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank y'all. Sorry to interrupt.
Probably.
So, just to kind of give you a few answers, the question earlier, what hospital takes Better Scott and White in this county? There's not a county, in this county, there's not a hospital that's actually operating as a full hospital, so, but the one locally does take Better Scott and White's plan, so just to know that. So kind of some other hospitals that are near us, Parkview Regional, that's in Mahia, Limestone Medical in Groesbeck, Limestone Medical Center, Crockett Medical Center, Falls County Community, Hill Regional, and Baylor Scott and White in Waco, Extension in Waco. And then as you go north, there's tons of hospitals as well up there. UT Southwest over in Tyler is in Smith County, which we should be able to use. So kind of explain a little bit how the Baylor Scott and White's PPO is a little bit different than most carriers, because Baylor Scott and White is a Texas-only company. They rent a network from United Healthcare PPO. So if it doesn't fall in their home base of 140 counties, they use the United Healthcare's PPO network. So when you go in there, if you call and you say, hey, you guys take Baylor Scott and White, they're going to tell you no. But we're gonna, every member will have a map, you'll have a website, the whole 9 yards, so you'll know. I've got it pulled up here and I can show you if anybody wants to see what I'm talking about here.
Well, when they say no, is it up to you to say? What
Yes,
about
sir.
United Healthcare?
Well, yes, sir. So probably the best way to do it is to use the website, because you're gonna be able to pull it up and see. This is what it looks like. Yellow is Baylor Scott and White, gray is where they're renting the rest of the counties where they're in the UHC's PPO network. So you'll see Smith County and Tyler is in that gray area. So since Baylor Scott and White's not in that area, you can use the UHC's network to use at Tyler Hospital. So you wouldn't have any issues there. What she's printing now is kind of a recommendation. You know, we talked in the insurance committee about the HMOs and the price breaks. And the reason why we were looking at the HMOs is because of the price breaks. But, you know, we're used to having one plan out here. It's always easier if you can afford that PPO to be on a PPO. That's just the truth. It's the best network. You're gonna have more doctors, you're gonna have more access to hospitals. An HMO network is gonna be a smaller network. So if you don't want that headache for your employees, we're gonna rate, you know, we can look at just doing that PPO plan with nonstop and also offering another PPO plan right beside it without nonstop. So the nonstop issues that some people don't wanna have or deal with, they can choose just that PPO network by itself. And instead of this $7,950 deductible plan that we have on there that's paired with nonstop, we'll keep that on there with nonstop. But when she gets done printing in a minute, I want to show you another plan that's a $2,500 deductible plan. That's a PPO plan, very similar in price, actually a little bit cheaper than this nonstop plan with Scott and White. So that way we kind of do best of both worlds. We just take this HMO off there. Don't mess with the HMO at all.
Why would somebody not want nonstop again?
You know, there were a few people in it, you know, that have issues with nonstop. They don't want to mess with the EOBs. And we can explain that it may have been a carrier issue, and 95% of it might have been a carrier issue.
I believe it.
Some of it could have been a nonstop issue. I can't speak in absolutes. But it was just expressed by a few people pretty loud that they didn't like nonstop, and so we were
I
just.
think if you like you said a while ago, it's all right there, you can get your explanation of benefits and you just take it right over to them instead of having to call them
Yes.
and print it off, and it just,
Yeah.
it was work is what it was.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of people in-
I mean, in a perfect world, I'll do nonstop PPO and everybody's on the same thing. It's not. But if you do want to offer that option, we've got one for you. If you don't, let's go PPO nonstop and give it another go. And if we have issues, we'll work with those people one-on-one and try to alleviate it. I mean, it's kind of whatever you guys want to do on that. We don't, it's either way for us. I mean, what percentage of people do you think had nonstop issues when they first go around? And most of it was EOB issues, getting from UAC, right? I mean, so,
I'd say more than 2 dozen people.
out of 100 people, 20% had issues. I would say 90% of the issues were reflective of UHC. And the reason why I say that is because we have 2 other counties on it that we're not getting those complaints from that are on Baylor, Scott and White and nonstop. So if we were having those same complaints over there, then I'd say, well, there must be some kind of issue with nonstop. Well, with us not having those issues with nonstop in those 2 counties with Baylor, Scott and White, I think we can kind of point to the issue of being United Healthcare. Please forgive typos, I was just typing it up as we sat here, just to get another option on the board that if we do want to do a nonstop PPO. And that rate's $1,065. I also didn't mention from the last time we were here with the insurance committee, we did get 3.5% reductions. So those numbers you're seeing on these papers are different than the ones we had a week ago. So. But I truly, at that price point, there's no advantage, not much of an advantage on the spouse and the children to go to the PPO only. So why someone would choose a $2,500 deductible over having a free card with a little bit of work?
That's what I don't understand.
I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
if we're given a choice, then that would be the one I'd put on there. Because I think as we sit here with members and go through open enrollment, as we explain the differences, I'd have a hard time believing that 2% of your people are gonna choose that second plan that you're offering.
I think I might have missed what y'all just said, but on this one right here, where it's got employee and spouse, it's the same cost as employee and family.
Let's see here. Which one?
On that new plan that you added,
It's 2,091
For employee spouse?
And then it's the
Yeah,
same
right,
cost.
let's do that on there.
that's a heck.
You talking
It can't be
about
right.
sign deal?
Let's see. Actually, family's 2769.
I knew they had it.
So a little bit of savings on premium, but more money coming out of your pocket. There's not gonna be savings. Like they may see it on the front end, but it ain't gonna be on that back end. Because they're gonna have co-pays and deductibles to meet now. Any questions, comments, input? Y'all may want to go. Yeah.
Still like to see the package deal from my guy. And the reason I'm saying that, some people, if they have to make one phone call to try to straighten something out, they do it.
How the employees you're talking about.
Imagine that. But I'm just saying, yeah.
It's the times.
See what I mean?
Times are evolving.
Are we supposed to pick one today? If we want?
No, all four of these are going to be options at open enrollment. Everything else, the insurance committee is taking off the table. These are the four that we
This is
would.
for the insurance committee.
All we're voting on today is that
These are the
these
four.
four is enough selection.
How you doing?
And we're gonna allow the second one here, the 11, that's what, yeah, that's the max we're gonna, contribute, correct?
Number 1283.
Yeah, but that's gonna, versus what we were paying last year, which was $988.05, which is the increase of $124.78 per person per month.
And 1, 3, annual total.
Ain't no way around that either.
No,
1363, what's the difference in 136? 136 to 146 here.
$124, you said?
I just want to see what the, for budget purposes, what it was annually.
any increase?
Yeah.
So actually, our employees will be getting $1,497.36 more this year. That's to keep them going out of pocket. That's money that they're gonna get over what the insurance cost last year. See what I'm saying?
175,000 more. Than last year.
No.
We were 988,
Right.
and that total was 130, that annual total was
$124.
Here.
I just took the 1,112, what we did.
I just went off what the annual was last year.
1363.
I'm sorry.
The 1,360 versus the 1,538?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's the numbers, right?
Yeah, so if you're gonna give everybody this 11.
Yeah. It's $175,000. You see where I'm coming from? There's part of our 1.7 gallon. That's part of our 1.7 gallon, that's 10% of it right there. Our increase in revenue, that's 10% of it right there, an additional insurance. $175,000. So you did what, eating away at it?
Get all that at home.
Huh?
I said, we get all that at home.
All right, so we need to,
Just gonna have to make a motion to put these 3 or 4, whatever it is, the option will be, wherever we go.
We want to leave the HMO on there? Are we leaving the HMO on there? Is that what you're thinking?
I think we'll leave the HMO on there with nonstop.
Okay.
Just give somebody a family, that's the best break on the family. If somebody needs to, you know, they just have to stay in network, you know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I mean, to me,
Yeah.
that's the best, you're gonna try to help, employee and the child out, or employee and spouse, what do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I do. Yeah, that works.
that just gets close to being affordable for
That's
them.
why we wanted that, for those people who have, you know.
Yeah, I know it's HMO, but I mean, it gives them an option.
Yeah, we're gonna explain until we're ready to face the difference, I
Yeah.
promise. And we're gonna make sure doctors, they know who's in and who's out before they walk into this room.
I had an employee last year, and he already moved on, but he couldn't afford to add anybody,
Yeah.
you know, and because we just had the one choice.
Right.
And he ended up going back to state. But you got him after I. So insurance was a big deal.
Is there a motion to offer these 4 proposed plans for medical insurance?
I make that motion to offer these 4 plans with the county's maximum contribution would be the second one, 11/12/83. Wouldn't that be the correct motion?
Yeah, employee only,
Yeah.
maximum county contribution, $1,112.83.
And that's the PPO nonstop.
For the record, Renee, these plans are CEP 6QOQ2, QHB, GH 1Y2, QHB 6J2, G2, SM 6QB 152. And I'll give this to you so you'll have that. I'll give it to you right now.
Okay.
Do I have a motion, do I have a second?
you got it.
Motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried.
Where's the lady? Huh? You
Over
on
there, I
there?
know y'all were gonna take no
You ain't on
break.
here, baby? Oh,
What'd you just give us?
This is all the ancillary, dental, vision.
UNUM.
Unum. All right, if you go ahead and turn to page 3, this is kind of a marketing log of who all we go to. So just kind of just for your insight of what carriers we went out to for quote on all your ancillary benefits. Flip one more page and it kind of gives you a financial, an idea of who bid on what. There's some DQQs in there, Guardian DQQ'd you guys this year. Just appetite for things. Flip a couple more pages and then we kind of get into the, about 3 more pages and then get where it says dental PPO, looks like this here. Really, our recommendation, Equitable still has all lines. Those guys came back with a fair renewal. You're gonna see those other carriers to the next one, negative 77, that's because they didn't quote all lines. The other one that quoted all lines looks like it's Unum. Just apples to apples, kind of going through this thing. And this is gonna go from dental to vision, short term. Our recommendation is to stay with Equitable, because they came back with pretty much flat on most, lines, and just minor increases.
We have a 2-year guarantee with Equitable,
Yes.
so we're just 1 year down.
Yes. So all your, yes.
All
What'd you
rates
say,
are
Bob?
locked in.
Nothing changed on Equitable,
Okay.
because it was a 2-year rate guarantee. Sorry.
The only
Well, I don't know
thing-
what he said.
No, we're talking. We're all right.
Equitable was a 2-year rate guarantee, so none of the rates changed on Equitable, so,
You know, where we live in, that's, you can't ask for much more.
And then a couple other
Yeah,
items,
everything.
if we did nothing, like the cancer and other, they quoted other policies if we did nothing.
yeah.
So for budget purposes, nothing in the budget will change for this portion of the insurance.
For the employer paid dental
Right.
and like.
Yeah, so it stays the same.
Locked in.
They did offer some additional lines to you guys this year, voluntary. It's gonna be your long-term disability. Accident insurance, critical illness, cancer coverage, hospital indemnity. These are all plans, I'd say similar, the way they work is similar to that, to an old Aflac plan where they pay the member. And so this was just extra offerings to them at no cost to the county. The reason why we do that is we get better pricing when we bundle all this together, even though you're paying for the couple of lines, just having it offered, all those other lines lower the rates, so they're better than Aflac and all the others that we've looked at before, so.
It's everything that Aflac offers, so a lot of employees have double dipped in some of these things, and so
Yeah, a
we've
lot of
got two
people
of the same.
said,
So we've got one company that, with our agent, that offers all of what Aflac offers.
At a better rate.
At a better rate.
If somebody has a pre-existing condition,
They're accepting it.
this insurance, if we're fixed to go, will pick that person up.
Yes.
Yeah. So last week in our committee meeting, we had talked about
Pre-existing.
adding in short-term and long-term disability policies because of our sick pool leave. Our unfunded liability for the sick pool leave is around $75,000 versus where we can get short-term disability and long-term disability packages at an employer-paid cost. It only costs us around $50,000.
How much, 15?
50.
50.
And that's for the two. Through Equitable.
To the same carrier, you have
Yeah.
the one bill still.
And it cuts out that unfunded liability at how much?
About $25,000 to $30,000
Difference.
difference.
Okay.
So you can do a short-term disability policy that's employer paid for around $30,000. And then the long-term would be voluntary, so the employee would choose if they wanted to pay for the additional voluntary life.
Which is already offered currently too.
Yeah.
So short-term county pay would take the place of our sick pool. And long-term disability is up to the employee if they want to take that out.
Correct.
Kind of takes some liability risk off them as well too. You know, in that sick pool, they're trying to decide, they're having to look at medical records, they're having to decide.
And that's not the only unfunded liability pool we got.
Right.
You've got vacation and comm and sick. Somebody, 2 or 3 around 50 quid, it costs county a lot of money at once, that, never budgeted for it, you know? Don't have that line item in the budget.
And that is the same.
So that's something to think about as the employer, if we want to hold a short-term disability package at a group rate price.
You went and quote that for budget purposes?
Yes, we've got, I mean, I can have you a quote this afternoon. We just didn't know how you want to run through the board.
We've been working
I
on
mean, I
it.
think it'd be a good number to have. It's something we want to look at. May not be able to afford it, but at least we know what it costs.
And then we also have one more, sorry. Mass stuff stays the same, so you don't have any kind of printout on that. Exact same rate for air, ground, and, transport, air and ambulance in the United States. I don't have the report with me to date to know if anybody's used it, but I know we did have a couple counties over. Lady's daughter ended up having some cancer issues and they care flat on her, but she got a bill and she said, "Hey, did I sign up for MASA?" And I said, "Yeah, we made sure." That's one of the things I press when I sit in here with people. The MASA bill, I mean, for a small rate, you get in those helicopters, it's 40 grand. It doesn't matter where you're at, no matter how far you're going, or it's gonna be 40 grand. So for a small rate, that MASA, we just it has the same renewal on it, it's a $14 rate. This piece of paper here is a company called Texas Republic Life. It's based out of Texas. It's a whole life product. It's a product you could take with you if you leave, but just know you can always payroll deduct it. It's whatever age you buy it at is the age that it stays forever. So let's just say today we're offering it and I'm 50 years old. Here's the rate, $16.24 for $25,000. I'm gonna pay that for the rest of my life for $25,000. I know a lot of people, if you've ever went out and tried to get life insurance on your own, all the medical questionnaires, the blood work, they try not to write you more than anything. This comes with three questions. Have you been at work? Continuous, have you missed more than 5 days? Do you have any ongoing cancer? If you answer those 3 questions, you're automatically qualified for this life insurance. It also on the back has tobacco and non-tobacco, so 2 different rates. So just kind of FYI, but we love to offer that to your employees. I think it's a really good benefit, no cost to the county. It's just make sure you guys are good with this rate that you're showing it to them. I guess what we're needing on ancillary is just to renew with Equitable, okay, to add the other ancillary lines, okay, to renew with MASA, and then okay to build off of the Texas Republic Life.
There's 2 of them with no change in cost, and 1 of them no cost to the county, it's just offered. So pretty simple. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll say it.
Motion second, all in favor, aye. We'll stay with Equitable, also offer this policy at the employee's expense.
Thank you, gentlemen. Sorry for the
It's all you
confusion
get.
earlier.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
No more paper?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Should have brought some pizza.
I'll go get some.
We don't have a Pizza Hut either.
We do, we don't have
Hospital, but.
We have one yesterday, I shouldn't say.
All we have is a hard time.
Do y'all want to do anything on budget workshop today, or do y'all want to crunch your?
I think we need to crunch the numbers before we can really, we don't kind of flying blind when we crunch it out.
I do have a question though. Today we were trying to get the proposed done where we can have the, to talk about the tax rate and adopt the budget on the 19th. Do we want to just for right now input what numbers we've got where we can go ahead and file the proposed budget? And then always we can change the numbers before then, as long as they add up by August 19th.
Gotta be published now.
So tomorrow, we have to notice to the newspaper
Right.
that there will be a public hearing on a proposed budget on August the 19th. We also have to publish the salary expense and allowance increases for longevity. So,
3 days prior to adopting the budget.
then on the website, by tomorrow, you have to post about the public hearing on the proposed budget. Same thing, basically, you gotta put that on the website.
Yeah, everything that I have to send to the newspaper, I've got to put on the website, and then this year, because of a House bill that was put into effect September 1st last year, I've got to do a taxpayer impact statement. And it's basically what we put on from what it looks like, whenever I have to do the notice of tax rate in the paper, there's one section where it breaks it down by the median cost of taxes with the tax rate, all that jazz. That's what I have to put on the cover page of our budget. Just a statement to the taxpayer saying this is what the median tax base is going to look like.
Back to your original comment, what were you alluding to that you would like us to do today that we haven't already done?
Just to accept the numbers that we've got input right now to where I can input it, and we can file a proposed budget, and then all those numbers are up for change after that. It's not set in stone. This is just what we're proposing at this point in time, then we can always change numbers afterwards. But I think there has to be a motion saying that we're gonna accept these proposed numbers right now. Because if we don't accept them today, then it's gonna change when we're able to have our tax hearing on the proposed budget. To adopt the budget.
But knowing that leaving the tax rate the same is still an additional collection of $1,796,087. We can take what the adopted budget was last year, take that total number and add this $1,796,000 to it. And then you would want to publish that as the proposed budget, correct?
We don't necessarily have to put the expected added revenue on there, just what's been requested, I can go ahead and put in there, because we won't know anything as far as hard numbers, as far as income and stuff, until closer to the, whenever we adopt the budget. Because normally how we do it, whenever we file the proposed budget, we normally don't put anything on the first 2 pages, which is the income for general budget. And we have all the requests and everything and stuff that may have been changed throughout, and then through the general budget and y'all's budgets and whatever other salary-based, special funds that are, in there. And then at that point, we just file that, and then we start working on actually crunching the numbers, getting the income to match what our expenses are going to be.
different deal here. Under July 30th, which is tomorrow.
We did that earlier though.
Okay.
Oh, on the salaries,
Number one.
We did that on item number 19.
yeah, we voted, we.
Not from number one.
Number one is just that, what we did on number 20, where we talked about the
Right.
date for the meeting on all staffing. Did that.
And then the second part of number two, above Gary's vote. You got everything you need, Karen?
Yes, so, for,
You're still looking for a motion.
yes, to file a proposed
Motion to
budget.
accept the numbers to file the proposed budget.
Yes,
Have a motion.
because I've still got to input all those numbers and get it filed and do the taxpayer impact statement, and then I have to figure, I've got to get with the treasurer's office to figure out longevity for the elected officials and get those notices sent out to all the elected officials, to where we have time to figure out if we're gonna have a salary grievance meeting or not.
I second.
Roll call. Who made the motion?
I did.
Andy?
Motion second, all in favor, aye. Good, that's right.
You got 5 days.
Yeah.
Any comments from Commissioner Court?
That's right.
I got one announcement, just, I mean, we don't have any people here, but in case somebody's watching on YouTube. Met with NRG last week, and they are going forward with 2 new gas power plants in Jewett. Looks like a portion of it will be in Freestone County, a portion of it in Leon County at this point. And I guess that's pretty much.
We've got a 1,300 acre tract of land, and they've rerouted some pipelines to accommodate the power plant. They're looking at expansions.
And there's possibility of another data center. I mean, nothing's tacked down, it's possible, but they mentioned that. I want to be transparent. I don't want anybody to think we're hiding anything. That's where we're at. They can't say much else about it.
So 2 new natural power.
Yeah.
Natural gas.
They'll be, if it's their property, they haven't, you know.
They already own it.
They have no intent of running a data center, but there is talk of, they could, something come up. Just put that out there, so nobody thinks. We're telling it like it is, what we know today, what we know today.
Also, I want to announce that we have a thank you card from Karen and Trent, and Trent's daddy Joe, for the flyers we sent on passing. Any other comments?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye. Motion carried.